year was 1997. Capcom was high on the success of Resident Evil 1, and it was no-brainer that they want to continue what they have at hand. So they have created Resident Evil 2, which is one of the most amazing games in the industry's history. Today we want to take a look at Resident Evil 2 Retrospective in an 11-part video. But before starting Resident Evil 2, we have to take a look at what happened between Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2. So with that said, this is Daniel from Retro Haven and welcome to Resident Evil 2 Retrospective, Resident Evil 1.5. Chapter 1, No Time to Rest. It's fair to say that the people in Capcom had faith in Resident Evil's success, because working on sequel for this game started just 1 month after the team wrapped up Resident Evil 1 development. Shinji Mikami was not interested in the director's role for the project and decided to sit back and give the helm to Hideki Kamiya. Mikami started to act as a type of advisor to Kamiya, and the project started with a huge ambitious plan. The game was supposed to have a higher scope, and they have allocated a team of 50 members to this game. And more than half of them were the people who have worked on the original Resident Evil game. So the project started as planned, and the story was settled among the team. The initial proposed drafts were varying, and one of them was the returning of the team to the ruins of Spencer Mansion. But the idea was scrapped, and there is no evidence why people in Capcom rejected this one. The final story that the team agreed upon was taking place in the police station in Raccoon City itself. The virus somehow found its way to the urban area, and the scale was much greater than the Spencer's Mansion incident. Main playable characters were Leon Scott Kennedy and Elsa Walker. The first one was an RPD cop, and the second one was a Raccoon City University student. There were a lot of side characters in the game to accompany these two heroes, and the cooperation between them was a key factor to the game's overall narrative. Chapter 2, Clash of the Titans. Soon things started to take proper shape, and everything looked exciting. Most of the times, there was an AI partner with a character on the screen, and instead of just one partner for each character, 2 human partners were available. New utilities and actions were added to the game as well. Different type of grenades were the shining crown of the weapons, and the industrial and modern feeling of the police station had some amazing vibe to it. But this was the thing from the outside, and the things from the inside were not that great inside the development team and higher-ups in Capcom. Mikami and Kamiya had a power struggle in the team, and this eventually led to Mikami stepping aside from daily work on the project. Instead, he requested to get updated about the progress once per month. The more the project went on, the more Mikami felt that this is the same RE1 in a new shell. And when the game was around 70% complete, Mikami did what would have been considered as undoable in today's industry and pulled the plug on the project. He felt that the current version will tarnish the first game's legacy and asked the team to get back to square one and drawing board. So the project started from scratch, and things such as the story, characters, and all other aspects got reviewed and revised. This gave birth to what we know as Resident Evil 1.5 today. The only official footage that we got from this game was on July 1996 in V-Jump Festival, and soon after, nothing got added to it, and this version died forever before being even born. Chapter 3, Resident Evil 1.5, An Untold Story. Resident Evil 1.5 was never officially released, and because of that, the story for this game is a mystery. Fans tried to fix the 70% build by adding codes to it, but the story and the plot points could not be retrieved by coding, so we will stick to what we know about the game. The first thing that was noticeable was that there was no connection between the 2 main characters. Their stories did not cross, and each one of them had a completely separate campaign of their own. Leon's character was almost the same as what we got in Resident Evil 2 final release, and 2 people were helping him during the game. The first one was a fellow officer, Marvin Brana, whom survived to see the actual RE2 release. And the other one was an Umbrella researcher and a scientist named Linda. From the point I can see, Linda later rehashed and turned into Ada Wong in the actual Resident Evil 2. On the other hand, we had Elsa. She was partnered with a man named John and a little girl named Sherry Birkin. Sherry almost remained untouched and same in the final Resident Evil 2, but John was repurposed and turned into gunsmith Robert Kendo. There was other characters in the game as well. A high-ranking officer called Roy was supposed to appear in Leon campaign. William and Annette Birkin were supposed to appear in the game almost the same way that they appeared in Resident Evil 2. In the story of the game, Star seemed to have revealed the truth to the world, and the Umbrella fell as the result of this revelation. But 2 months after the mansion incident, the nearby town of Raccoon City faced a huge zombie outbreak. This is all we know about the story of this game, and unfortunately, it's like a dream to expect Capcom to back this project up and revive it these days. Chapter 4: Gameplay Elements. We have mentioned the throwable weapons such as grenades before, but there were other cool things in this game that did not move to the final Resident Evil 2 project. Characters could use different armors to protect themselves against different types of enemies. The clothing was not the only thing that would change in the appearance. So the appearance of our characters and the damage they took were synced, so you could see what kind of damage our hero got from the enemy's attack. On the other hand, the team have decided to show what a full-scale city outbreak would look like, and added as many enemies as possible in the same screen. In order to achieve this, they had to sacrifice the polygon count of enemies to make PS1 be able to render them. That's why the zombie models in Resident Evil 1.5 are a world behind what you could see in final release of Resident Evil 2. Another aspect of the game that was interesting was the dynamic music. This aspect of the game was unique, and based on the enemy's presence on the screen, the music would have changed. You would have heard a different music than what you could have heard when the same room was safe. This idea later rehashed for the dramatic events in the Resident Evil 2, but not for all the enemy cases. In the end, Resident Evil 2 never got released on the planned date of May 1997, and Resident Evil 1.5 was left in the cutting room floor, with only 3 months left of its development cycle. If you are interested in this game, there are ROMs of it available in the internet, but they are not the actual thing that the Capcom had in mind, and the codes have been added by the hackers and the people who love Resident Evil. So, I give it a try if I was you. So, do yourself a favor, go and check this game and see what could have been Resident Evil 2 and compare it to what we have got as Resident Evil 2 in the actual world. Okay guys, with that said, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We want to have a lot of other audiences amazing as yourself. And don't forget to click on the bell icon down below and leave a comment and share our video with your friends. This is Daniel from Retro Haven, and I will see you guys in the next video.